Hello there, Fliggle here, and today I'm going to tell you about the Beatles' 6th album review, Revolver, or in many people's eyes, one of the best albums of all time. Okay then, let's get on with the review. What to say about this? Many people class this as Rubber Soul Part 2, and I can see why. It's continuing the sort of rocky, folk, relaxing sort of melody that Rubber Soul had, but I definitely think this is yet another step forward in the Beatles' timeline. But yep, definitely one of my favourite albums of all time, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay then, first song, starting off with George Harrison's Taxman. Now this is like Rubber Soul's Drive My Car. Again, very rocky, very catchy, and very upbeat. But I think this is better than Drive My Car, to be honest. I think it's got better lyrics, I think it's more catchier. I just think it's got a better guitar. I like the start, and yeah, it's definitely one of the best songs on this album. 9.5 out of 10. Right, the second song is called Eleanor Rigby. This is one of the most famous songs by the Beatles, and I can definitely see the appeal. It is, again, one of the best songs they have ever created. It's just, I don't know why, but it's got something for it. It's got its own feel that I don't think any songs had ever been made so far in that time anyways. You know, it's just so catchy, and the lyrics are great, and it's definitely one of my favourites by them. 9.5 out of 10. Third song is called I'm Only Sleeping, and in some cases this is better than the previous two. For starters, I think John Lennon's vocal is excellent in this song. Going to the lyrics, it's fantastic, and it's definitely a song to think when it's a cold November like it is now, when you can't be bothered to get up. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic song and definitely an album pick. 9.5 out of 10. The fourth song is an interesting one. Yet again, it's by George Harrison. It's called Love You Too, and many people say this is one of the worst songs they've ever made. But I don't know why they say that. I remember before I had an iPod, sitting around with the CD and just listening to the song over and over, because I think the start is just so psychedelic, it's so amazingly different compared to what all the other songs the Beatles have made. I know the lyrics are pretty naff, to be honest, but I think it's not a bad song at all. 8.8 out of 10. Okay then, fifth song is called Here, There and Everywhere, and again known as a fantastic and classic Beatles song, because it's got a sort of earlier Beatles feel to it, but also sort of a later period of the Beatles, because developing on guitars and just all developing on themselves, because I just think once again it's a fantastic song and definitely consider it worth purchasing it. Get a 9.3 out of 10 for this one. Alright then, the album's Ringo's singing, but we've got the childhood classic nursery song Yellow Submarine. What to say about this? So many picky takes of this song, and heard it so many times. I sort of get a feeling of Hey Jude, like it's a classic, but yeah, it wears thin after a long time. But it's a childhood song, sort of like what's it called off Yellow Submarine, the album? All Together Now, that's it. It's got a nice, uplifting, catchy beat. It's not really a song you listen to with your mates for hardcore Beatles fans, but it's definitely a song where you're thinking, oh well, at least I know a few songs off this album when you're first listening to it. I recommend it, but for the die-hard Beatles fans, I don't really. 8.7 out of 10. This is one of my favourite Beatles songs of all time. She Said, She Said. This is one of the catchiest songs I've ever heard in my entire life. The guitar is absolutely fluent and beautiful. The drums are excellent, and the singing is just so great. And I love the beat. I just love everything about this song. Yep, definitely one of my favourite songs of all time. And this is definitely an album pick. It's definitely a very uplifting song. A song to get you up in the mood in the morning, and just a just fantastic. Please, if you're thinking of getting a separate song on the album, get this one. 9.6 out of 10. This is once again a lovely little Beatles tune, Good Day Sunshine. This once again, like Yellow Submarine, is something that people might know. It's one of the more famous songs by the Beatles. It's sort of like Good Morning off Sgt. Pepper, but in some ways it's better. I like the lyrics better on this one, and it's always got that sort of warm, nice feeling to it. It's very calm and very relaxing, and definitely once again recommended. 9 out of 10. Ninth song is called And Your Bird Can Sing. And this sort of has a feel of She Said, because this guitar is sort of that kind of electronic kind of feel, and the singing's the same kind of feeling, but it's definitely not saying that it's too much like it that it's bad, because once again it's one of my favourite songs on the album. Nice, short and simple and sweet. It's just fantastic once again, and once again a nice uplifting feel to the song. 9.3 out of 10. But suddenly we get to Paul McCartney's 10th song, which is For No One. Very melodramatic and very sorrowful, but it's sort of like I'm Only Sleeping, only even more melodramatic, and it's still excellent. It's sort of very different compared to all the other uplifting songs by Revolver, but it's still very good. The lyrics are fantastic, and Paul's vocal cords are very good and suit the song perfectly. 9 out of 10. This song is sort of a mixed bag for Beatles fans. My brother, who's a very, very hardcore Beatles fan, says it's one of the best songs on the album, but I don't agree. I think this song, by the way, is called Dr. Robert. It has a very nice chorus, as played now, but I just find it a bit too early Beatles, which of course is still very good. I like early Beatles, but I just don't really think. I think it's an album fill, to be honest. I still really like it, but compared to the rest of the Revolver, I think it's one of the worst songs on the album. Don't get me wrong, still like it, but not as good as the others. 8.3 out of 10. Again, another George Harrison song, I Want to Tell You. Once again, like Dr. Robert, I don't really recommend the song compared to the other songs on the album. It's still very catchy in a way, but I don't just still find it as good, especially as the other George Harrison songs on the album. It's still quite good, but once again, I don't really as much recommend it. You might like it, but I'm not such a fan of it on the album. 8.5 out of 10. The song is called Got to Get You Into My Life. A very uplifting one, and in my opinion it's not as good once again as the rest of the album, but it's got a very catchy chorus as you're hearing now, but overall I quite like it. Once again, not really a recommended song, but still worth a listen. 8.6 out of 10. Okay then, so this is the song that tells people the Beatles aren't like Please Please Me. The Beatles are moving on, and this is the psychedelic song Tomorrow Never Knows. It's one of my favourite songs of all time by the Beatles. As people might know, I like psychedelic songs, that's why I like Pipe of the Gates at Dawn, that's why I like Jimi Hendrix. But once again, it's a fantastic song, just so experimental, and it's definitely once again a very recommended song. One of my favourite songs of all time, and definitely worth listening to it. Please listen to it, give it a try for yourself. 9.5 out of 10. What can I tell you about this album? It is my second favourite Beatles album of all time. There's so many classics on this album. Please buy it. Buy it ASAP. But that's about it. Overall, I give this album a solid 9.7 out of 10. It's definitely a masterpiece. Okay then, that is it. Hope you enjoy me in my ultimate Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album review. Hopefully see you then, and for now, see you later. Bye bye.